Hello and welcome back to the Mindful Minute weekly ride recap. And I'm a little late on this one. I'm about 2 weeks past because I had an injury. But I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I'm looking at from the weeks past. And here I'm riding Soprezo. He is a 7-year-old Danish warmblood gelding. And we have a nice canter rhythm going here. I like how he's forward. He's got a little head shake, so we need to work on just, maintaining even pressure in the bit. Nice there. He really did a nice little figure 8 turn over that hay bale. And for him, I'm just looking for him to accept and have fun with what we're doing. He gets a lot of these walk breaks. I think walk breaks are just integral to a young horse's development. And then we did a nice little vertical, and I don't do too much more than what you just saw with him. As you can see, our jumps are lacking in number. There he goes again, and he just picks a great spot every time. I really want to keep him on that road where, what I ask him is not more than what he can do at that time, and that's really important for working any horse. This is a new horse to me. This is her first ride in 10 years. This is Princess. She is a Morgan mare, and her owner is there on the right, and just the sweetest, most lovely woman ever. We've really hit it off, but I love this horse. The other day I took her out in the field and rode around in a rope halter and, galloped through the field. You can see on just the other side of the end of the arena, and she loved it, and she came right back to me when I said, whoa. But as you can see now, this is right before I get on, and she hasn't had anyone on her back in 10 years. And so what I like to do is just lay over the saddle like you see there, and she's not doing anything. If I think I did see her chew a little bit just there, so that's perfect. Now I put one foot in the stirrup, and immediately I take my feet out of the stirrups just in case anything happens. But again, like here, I'm just asking for her to accept me on her back. And if she wants to walk forward, that's fine. I'll just sit with her. But I wanted to see if she would give me a little flexion. And before I get on, I always do that. I'll give them a little flexion each way on the ground just to make sure that, the bit pressure, they understand the significance of a small amount of bit pressure. So lots of pats, as you can see. I love to just give them lots and lots of pats. And I'm just going to gently, you can see I just wiggled my feet a little bit, and that was it. I just was so happy with her walking off like that and stopping. Here, I think she just released a little gas. I start wiggling side to side just to make sure that saddle weight on her back is not going to be upsetting to her. And this is kind of indicative of every first ride that I do on a horse that has had a lot of time off. I just want to take my time. I'm not going to get on and, spur them and just make them run around for the first time in 10 years. And as you can see, even walking off, I see a little bit of hesitation, but she is doing well. She's just kind of feeling it out, and I love that. And in the next few videos, I'll put more Princess in there and show her progress, and I think it'll be really interesting to see the difference in fluidity in her movement from this first ride to where we even are right now, which is about 2.5 weeks later. So as we're going around, I'm just putting some leg pressure on, asking her to give me a little counter bend, and then I'd ask for a little pressure the other way. She's not expected to do anything major in this first ride. It's just about her and I getting to know each other, and I really feel like we accomplished that. Great ride, Princess. Really nice. Now, as you can see, like just trotting around, she's I call it clip-clopping around, just a nice, easygoing trot. I'm not asking for her to move, quote unquote, collected or in any sort of a frame. I really want to work on transitions, and you could see there it took her about 10 strides of trot to go back to a walk. So in the future rides, what I'll do is I'll work on just making that transition less trot to walk strides, and eventually it'll go, trot to walk in 2 or 3 strides, and then trot to walk just when I think it. And a lot of people don't understand that, you want your horse to do things when you think it. You don't necessarily have to give them a command to do everything, because when you just think things, your body automatically uses the muscles in minute amounts to signal just from you thinking it. So your brain sends a signal to these muscles just from thinking it. You haven't actually said do that, but when I say to myself, okay, clench my left thigh, I don't necessarily want to do that. Like, it wasn't actually do that. It was just my body, my mind thinking, okay, clench my left thigh, and automatically those muscles contract just a little bit. And just that little tiny bit of muscle contraction, that's what the upper level horses move from. And that is the signaling that we want all of our horses to move from. You really want to have that centaur feeling, like you and the horse are one, you're moving together, and it's so true. Two hearts beat together, and that is what riding is all about. So I'm so happy with her. Princess did wonderfully. I know I just said it, but really, I couldn't have asked for a nicer horse for the first ride. And she, I just patted her on her neck, and you could see she just released. This horse is a perfect example of a horse that really just loves a job. So I figured out that, her left is her weaker way, and you can kind of see here, I like to call this like the wooden canter, because it feels like I'm just riding I'm on a plank of wood, and there's no jump. It's very flat. It's almost like a pogo stick a little bit. So that's what we'll work on, and I hope that you'll see the progress in the coming weeks, from this canter to what we can achieve with some really regular riding and training. Thanks for watching.